Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Giordano's Garage. It's Andrew here. Today I'm going to be working on this Poulan Pioneer chainsaw. I'm going to be taking off the carburetor today. It's going to be pretty easy to take it off. There's just a couple of covers that we have to take off to look at. So let's get started. First one that we're going to remove is this black one at the top, and that's going to be a screwdriver. You can use a flathead. There's going to be 3 screws on the top cover here. You have one of them you have 2 of them in the back, and then 1 of them in the front. We'll get these removed. Now that we've got those unscrewed, we'll just take the cover off and we're going to put it over to the side. And now we have access to the cylinder and the air filter and the carburetor. And whenever we're working on the engine, we just want to make sure we take off the spark plug, and then I'm going to remove this air filter because it's trash. It's falling apart. Next, we are going to take off this cover in the front, and this is going to be some more screwdriver work. So there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. Hopefully you could see where I was pointing to them. We're gonna loosen these. All right, now we've loosened these, we'll take the cover off. And you just want to be careful with this cover, because the screws will come out. Make sure you don't lose them in the grass like I am prone to doing. And now we can see all the fun stuff in the engine here. So you have your cylinder here, and that looks nice and clean. So it's going to have good heat dissipation. You have your flywheel down here, and that's looking a little bit dirty. You have your ignition module, which goes up to the spark plug boot. You have your primer bulb, and then you have your carburetor back here. The carburetor is back here. So to get to that, we are going to have to use an 8mm socket on these 2 nuts right here. So take care of those. And once those nuts come off, we're going to take this plastic housing off, and this can be a little tricky to get off. We got that off. Make sure you don't lose those 2 nuts. And the red switch here is your grounding emergency switch, and then you have your blue switch right here, which is what controls, I should have shown you this before, but that controls the choke. Next thing we are going to want to do is start removing the carburetor. So we're gonna continue on our way removing the carburetor. We're gonna lift up the choke right here, and we'll pull the carburetor off the back of the machine. And then we're just gonna take this part off. And then we also have the throttle cable that we have to remove. So this is the carburetor that we've removed now. And as you can see, it's nice and easy to remove the carburetor off of this chainsaw, but these fuel lines are totally eaten through, which I now see why I couldn't start the machine. So I'll have another video on how to replace those fuel lines and the carburetor. But if you guys have any videos you'd like to see or any comments, feel free to leave it down below. I appreciate if you guys would subscribe to the channel. Thanks, and I will see you next time.